Okay, so in my last video, I mentioned about me getting fired, right? This is the culprit. This is Jamila. Jamila is the president of my company, Affinity Weddings, and she fired me. And I want you to hear in her own words why she fired me and why I'm so excited about this. Take it away, Jamila. But make it
But
quick.
the people
Make
don't know why I fired you already? You just told them I fired you. You set me up to be the villain here. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, you fired me, so you kind of are the villain by default.
Okay.
It's just...
Well, let's hear my version of the story.
yeah.
So, Bailey Jordan, Mr. CEO,
Ooh, that sounds bad.
decided to wear several hats within our organization. One of them being web development, head of web, actually, because he felt that no one else could do it. Like, no one else on the planet could do web development for Affinity Weddings. You got anything to insert there?
I figured someone on the planet could do it. I just,
We hadn't found them yet.
yeah. It's just-
And we weren't looking for them.
well, you didn't have to say that part of it.
Yeah. So, he's over there doing the things with the web developer and not documenting anything, only telling us things that he thought we might want to hear about what's happening over in the wide world of wonderful web for Affinity. And then, just releasing things without testing them. So,
Yeah, that was that was
so we got all sorts of surprises and
yeah,
and
that was
fun.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, after several iterations of watching us fail at web
Oh my
so many
gosh.
times,
This was really bad. I forgot about that.
I just got to the point where I was like, you know what? If you weren't my boss, I would have fired you in this area a long time ago. And here's why. There's no checks and balances in your department. There is no validations and verifications before we put something out into the world.
Yeah.
We're just flying by the seat of our pants. We're not tracking anything.
So let's say there's an entrepreneur watching this and they're looking at how they can fire themselves from their own business. What are the top 3 things you would say that they need to know to get out of their own way?
Oh, that's a tough one. And the reason it's so tough is because you do feel like you are the only person that can do that for your organization. I would say the first thing you need to do is realize that you aren't the only person. Start your search there.
You're not the only person. Step
Yeah.
1.
Yeah, realize you're not the only person. It's going to take some self-reflection. And then, start looking for the person to replace you in that role. And then, there's this mentor that I used to have. Oh, I still do have. Oh, yes, his name is Bailey. And, he told me that, when you bring somebody in, you do the I do, you watch, we talk scenario.
Boy.
Basically where, you're showing them how to do it and they watch you do it and then you guys talk about it.
Yeah.
And then
We'll put that in the comments so you can see how the whole flow works.
yeah, there's a whole structure behind it.
Yeah.
And then the roles reverse where they do it and then you watch them do it and then you talk about it until you get it to a level of perfection.
So the first one is realizing you're not the only one. The second one is realizing how to bring in other people that are the one and training them how to be effective, but making sure that they're well trained.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could put it as a 2-way and 2B like that.
Okay. What's number 3?
And then 3, that's a tough one. I'm still having to learn and grow with this one. It's
Boy.
teaching other people to do the what it is that you taught them to do.
Why do you feel like you're learning and growing with that one?
Is this becoming the Jamila Robinson
I feel like
show?
I feel like
Reflections.
hold on, there's a marker right here. Please tell us more. Tell us more, Jamila.
I'm not talking into that thing.
Back to you, Bob.
Well, I guess it's the whole struggle of, that first step of realizing you're not the only person that can do it. You have to let go of the control, and then you've got to show others to do it, and then teach them how to teach others. So it's going from, or transitioning from doing to teaching. Teaching without being hands-on in the doing of the things.
That's the hard part.
It's tough.
I want to tell you.
But I'm a work in progress.
We're all a work in progress. I want to tell you guys watching this that, just so it's like immortalized on camera, that I'm very proud of Jamila, because Jamila did not start off being the president of this company by any means.
Oh no, I was somebody he was going to fire.
You have to bring that up every time.
Well, yes, specifically in this video, because I ended up firing you.
Oh, that is a great turn of... Oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, I totally was going to fire her probably like a weekend to her coming on board. So it turns out she ended up firing me. So there's that. But, I think the most important thing here, number one, there's two things actually. Number one, there is a system to growing your business and removing yourself from the business. But the other part of that is, and this would be the two, you have to get really good with people. Unfortunately / fortunately, depending on how you want to look at this, God put us on this earth with a whole bunch of people, right? Like, I'd be cool if there were some trees and some birds and maybe some tigers to ride around on. Of course, I need some cows because I like hamburgers. But the reality is that he put us here with people to interact with people. And so for you to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to get good at people and your relationship with them. And that's one of the things that Jamila has grown a lot in since...
I'm a work in progress. Just in case you meet me in the streets or something.
Were you going to stab him? Like, oh my God. Oh my gosh.
WIP, work in progress.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Just kidding, folks. I'm much nicer than that these days.
Let's go with that. But the thing is that you have to get really good at developing yourself in your relationships with people. So I'm gonna give you a book to read. It's a great book. It's a fantastic book. Jamila's actually about to read it again, I think. It is Becoming a Person of Influence by John C. Maxwell. This is one of the most impactful books I've ever had in dealing with people. Because frankly, I didn't even like people really when I started this business. And now I love you guys. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
You cannot tell that he never liked people.
Yeah. So I just want to encourage you to, keep working hard at what you do, but also figure out a way to work smart so you can remove yourself from the business. Because yes, there does come a point when you will slow the business down by your presence in the business. And if you get to that point and you overstay your welcome, you may not be as fortunate to have a Jamila to fire you. So, fortunately I was, so thank you for firing me.
You're welcome.
And in my next few videos that I make, I'll talk about some of the other things that I'm working on and some of the things I've been learning and what God's been showing me and some of the other things I have going on. So, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email, bailey@jordancollective.com. If you have any magazine-related questions, because, of course, still do magazines, feel free to also email me at the same email address, and then we'll figure it out from there. And I'm supposed to tell them to like and share and subscribe. How do you say all that? I don't really know. I don't ever do that.
You just said it. Like, share, and subscribe. We'll put the handles below.
All right. See y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.